Two refugees took an action to stop themselves being deported to the United Kingdom, saying the United Kingdom is not a safe country because we might get sent to Rwanda. Now, the Irish Daily Mail this week managed to report that one of those two individuals was a registered sex offender in the UK.
This is the Iraqi gentleman, right? which and wasn't transposed onto the Irish sex offenders register
for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then, not only that, the British actually offered to take him back in October 2021 to deal with him there. It didn't get onto the Helen McEntee's desk for another 9 months. Then you have Simon Harris saying, we don't break our international agreements, we don't play politics with them. But you have an international agreement in place which applies to a sex offender, and you actually don't send the person back. So how can you be boasting piously about our international agreements when you don't actually enforce them?
Why is Fianna Fáil on 16%? So a poll came out in the Business Post, your paper, last Sunday, saying they're on 14%. Now, remember this. 2011. The worst nadir of Fianna Fáil, Troika, bank crash, property crash, every type of business crash. They got 17.4% in 2011, and they got 20 seats. Now they're rating quite a bit below that. And I'm actually coming to the conclusion, because we're going to talk about the European elections. I actually think the politics of this, and I want to talk about the politics of the latest atrocity, which is not only everything you said, but we have Newtown Mount Kennedy. And I just wanted to say this because I happened to be, I do a coastal walk a little bit at a time, 70 kilometres in Wexford, and I start around now. And I was driving to Curracloe in my car and I listened to the Brendan O'Connor show. And they had a panel. Every one of the four members were either NGO, journalists or academics, which would be sort of pro-migration. Right, you know, the usual. And they didn't have one person on it with any counter view. So I was expecting, because I heard whatever there had been about the riot squad in Newtown Mount Kennedy, that there was going to be a big march. Now remember this, like I have contacts in Wicklow. Every one of the arrests were local people. They were not Dublin people. Their address was given. I'm told there was over 2,000 people there, and they were predominantly local people. The point I'm making is this. When I flicked on the 6 and 9 o'clock news, there was no reference whatsoever to any march in Newtown. And actually, there's a breaking story with Ockram, which is a Lawless's Hotel and different things there in terms of further protests. But the point I'm making is this. I am coming to the view that the European elections is actually going to be a referendum on migration, irrespective of the work of MEPs, their track record, or any other issue. And it's simply down to this litmus test. Do you want to stop these people coming or not?